Good evening. Now, I'm sure you're tired of hearing that the whole of the Labour cabinet is gay. So, on this show, we'll go one stage further. Tonight, I'll out an entire country. I'll also shoot Frank Sinatra in the stomach, but first, I want to begin with sport. I think we're all agreed that Britain really isn't very good at it.
Inevitably, others have been having less success, like Colin Montgomery, whose humour of late has matched his form. Not good.
England suffered a record 76-0 defeat in the rugby union test against Australia in Brisbane.
It's extraordinary. Whenever England are put on the spot, they cannot find the answer.
Lots of people have got lots of reasons why we're so hopeless. Lack of funding, lack of facilities, lack of sunshine. But I suspect the reason why we lose all the time is more simple. We like it. Dunkirk is regarded as the country's finest hour. We turned Scott of the Antarctic into a hero, even though he got to the South Pole second and died on the way home. We canonised Eddie the Eagle, and when Gareth Southgate missed that penalty in Euro '96, he was rewarded with a contract to advertise pizza worth £100,000. Look at Winston Churchill. When he won the war, the country went into a state of catatonic shock and immediately voted him out of office. Now, I'll show you the real British heroes. Tim Henman, the 10th best tennis player in the world. Sterling Moss never won a world championship. Douglas Bader shot down every time he went near a Spitfire. We don't like winners. We don't award trophies to the Sportsman of the Year. We award them to the Sports Personality of the Year, the plucky Englishman who came in second. It's okay, though. I have a three-point plan to put us back on top. 1. Pin this photograph of Maradona in every primary school classroom. Children must be taught that cheating pays. 2. Offer incentives. After the Argentina game, David Batty should have been put down. Glenn Hoddle should have rung his mum and said, "I'm sorry, Mrs. Batty, David missed a penalty and he's had to be destroyed." And Manchester United should not be using David Beckham in the midfield. They should be using his head in a bag as the ball. Point 3. We need some Brazilian shanty towns, slums from which the only escape is to be Ronaldo. Look at our inner cities, they're far too nice. People are living in flats, for God's sake. We need to take away their windows and their plumbing, and they can't have them back until someone in the family can kick a lump of flint 30 yards with their bare feet. So here it is in plain English. Either we stay as we are, nice but useless at sport, or we turn ourselves into a vicious but victorious band of cheating, socially retarded third world thugs. Let's ask my first guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Botham. So, Ian, what do you think of my plan?
Well, at least it's a plan. I agree with you, though. I do think we're scared of winners over here, and I think in this country there is definitely a case of whatever you want to call it, the tall poppy syndrome, whatever. But if we have a winner, what do we do with them? Well, let's make him a loser quickly.
I was going to say, I can't remember a winner. I think half the problem is I once played a game of Cluedo and inadvertently won it, and it's very difficult to arrange. It's difficult to arrange your face in the right kind of way. You know, you've got to look proud and gracious. It's much easier to look gracious if you lose. You do panto. What kind of face do you?
Hold on. I have to say I'm rather vitriolic. I do rather enjoy winning, particularly if it's the old enemy, someone like Australia.
Yeah.
Because I'm sending them down there for years.
I've got to come clean, actually. I'm not a great cricket fan. The prime problem I've got... Why does it go on for so long?
Yeah, one of the problems I have explaining to people, I must confess, is that people say to me, cricket, what happens in cricket? And you say, well, a test match, it can be 5 days. And they said, yeah, great, what happens? Well, I said, after 5 days, you can all go home without anyone winning.
Yeah.
Now that they do find hard to comprehend.
I'm told that the match earlier this year, there was a match between South Africa and England, all right? Now, I've pulled out a clip of that so that I can... Here we go, look, I want to demonstrate my point. This chap's running up now, and he throws the ball, and that chap swipes it away, quite sensibly, because it would have hurt if it hit him. Now, look, what's happening now, Ian? Nothing is happening now. Oh, no, he's practising for slightly. If you had question of sport now and said, what happens next, what's the answer? Nothing! Right, he's got the ball back. What's he doing?
He's probably now going to have a field change.
A what?
Do I move someone in the field?
That bloke's running across the
See,
track.
look, there you go.
He's
See, look,
running
he's
across the
moving.
track
He goes
now.
across there now.
No, he was just
This is
bored with
tactics.
where he was.
It's tactics.
Yeah, but the batsman can see where he's put him. He's seen someone he knows in the crowd. Is he about to run again, then?
Yeah, he comes in now. He'll probably...
Probably what?
Try and bowl the ball down there. He's not...
Yeah.
He's usually opens the batting. Oh,
Right, no, he's hit it. Has he run? Has he run? No, he couldn't be bothered.
Conserving energy.
It's not... That's not particularly exciting.
Well, but I mean, what about your sport?
What?
Well, the cars going around in circles.
Yeah.
That's not exactly exciting, is it? Unless they crash.
Admittedly, it's a bit choreographed these days, but at any given moment, as you rightly say, they could crash.
Yeah, but at any given moment there, you could have... We used to play the West Indies. Joel Garner, all 6'8" of him, might bowl you a delivery at about 95 miles an hour and hit you between the eyes.
Not when he's moving the cricketers around.
Oh, no, that's to break your concentration, see?
We've worked out that the BBC last year was paying what amounted to £14 a second
That much.
to the cricketing authorities for the privilege of covering cricket. Now, another clip. I've got to show you this. Right, here we go. Watch this. Now, this chap here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. £112 from these people's licence fee.
That's That was probably one of the highlights of the day as well.
There's another one as well I've culled here, OK? Because I was researching cricket. Will we see this? By his own hand, a study of cricket suicides. You familiar with it?
No, I'm not, no.
It's brilliant. It says here that cricket seems to have suffered a higher suicide rate than any other sport.
Is that players or
Players or
observers?
well, obviously the spectators feel like suicide. Not enough cricketers have committed suicide. Not you. It's like the Britain, we invented every sport, didn't we? We invented football, we invented golf, and they've been taken up by the rest of the world. And yet cricket, seems we had to go and actually get an empire to find someone to play against.
And now they beat us.
Yeah, but I mean, not just beat. Where are we in the world at the moment?
We're probably pushing 5th, 6th,
7th.
7th. I thought you didn't know anything about it.
Oh, no, I've checked.
Out of 8?
9.
Oh, 9. Oh, we're doing better than I thought.
Yes. Can't you liven it up a bit? Change the ball for a hand grenade, perhaps.
Actually,
You'd hit the bloody thing there.
there's been a couple of sides who've tried to change the ball one way or another. But,
Oh, this tampering business.
oh, yeah, it's good fun, isn't it?
How do you do it?
I'm not quite sure. You've got to. Some people have soil in their pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had soil
They're trying
in
to
my...
escape. They're digging tunnels. It's like a great escape business.
I wonder what they'd have done to me if they'd have found soil in my pocket. It was growing his own.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Botham. Now, I know this is childish, but I spend half my life trying to disprove the ramblings of those New Age Crystal Earth Mother Weirdbeard types. One of their theories is that the Earth gets its energy from cosmic beams, and that where these beams hit the Earth, strange things happen. People living nearby start wearing dungarees and marrying their brothers. Now, they reckon that one of these beams hits just here, in Somerset. And on that one, I had them. All I had to do was go down there and make a film which would prove the people of Somerset are just like you and me. But guess what? they're not. Somerset is mad central. Somerset puts the ooh into loony and the R into barking mad. Elsewhere in the country, middle-aged women drop their children at school and spend the rest of the day in bed with the gardener. But in Somerset, things are different. They go into the garden and dance. And then afterwards, they pop down to the village hall for a coffee morning. Round about lunchtime, it's off to the supermarket, where, of course, there is ample parking for your cow. But don't get the wrong idea here. Life is not all plain sailing. This woman says her washing was stolen by a cosmic tornado.
I couldn't believe it. One of the rods was bent on the line. It was like a strange force.
When it had finished with her washing, it started on her husband's garden.
We had the shed that shifted that 1.5 feet. So I just...
And the strawberry plants.
And the strawberry plants, it just lifted them out the ground. And they just couldn't understand it.
They should have asked this chap, who appears to be wearing one of the missing sheets. But then he is Merlin the Magician.
Also in Glastonbury, there's another man who believes that he is actually the reincarnation of King Arthur, King Arthur Pendragon. There are many druid orders in Britain who also back him up in this belief.
Look, there's another sheet there.
All hail! The all hail!
You're not fooling anyone, mate. Meanwhile, back on Earth, there's this bloke who called the local news programme to say it was raining coins and that his house was filling up with ancient artefacts.
And then next to my TV, this small set of brass scales. It just appeared. We're looking at phenomena here that is unexplainable.
I can, however, explain this. It's a cat. But I suppose that if you've just come out of the pub, it could appear to be a savage, salivating beast.
For a dusky old night, and I come past here and I heard they chickens a cackling, and I turned to me right, and there they were. The biggest one I'd ever seen for a wild cat. Yeah, I couldn't be sure, but I had a chicken. Now, it could have been a sheep, but his eyes, big starry eyes, biggest I ever seen.
Right, well, if he got such a good look, he should have no problem picking it out on our identikitty.
No, that ain't he. His eyes is too far apart. Together. That's the eye. That's the eye, but the one I saw had two of them. That's the eyes I saw on that night.
So, we're looking for a cute little kitten with big green eyes. Must be a terrifying sight. Cosmic raise my arse. They're all pissed. Okay. So, now we're going to find out how things are going in the chart everybody's talking about, the Fantasy Dictators League. Highest climber of the week, up from 8 to 3 is Amir ul-Mu'minin Mullah Mohammed. Having ordered his Taliban henchmen to smash every television set in the country, he's now really flipped. He was so angry that he wasn't at number 1 last week, he ordered all videotapes of this show to be destroyed. But don't worry, Amor. With tactics like this, you're on the right track. One tip, though. It is a bit early for the Christmas decorations. Slipping a place to number 2 is Kim Jong-il from North Korea. News footage just in shows he's been to Millets and bought himself an anorak. See him demonstrating its snug fit and those handy external breast pockets. Kim, however, should take a tip from the man who's taken his place at the top, Iraq's Saddam Hussein. He's only moments away from an all-out attack, but is he bothered? only about his wardrobe. He's had so many costume changes this week, we've had trouble picking our favourite. But we've decided on this snappy suede jacket. It's comfortable and elegant, yet practical and hard-wearing. Teamed with a yellow jersey, it gives Saddam a relaxed air, casual as the carrier's mass off his shores. Things, however, are happening fast out there, so come back next week to see who's up and who's down. But stay with me now as we journey to the birthplace of democracy. In my weekly look at fellow EU member states, we arrive at the so-called cradle of civilization, Greece. Looks nice, doesn't it? But then it would, because there's no industry. Have you ever seen a toaster bearing the legend made in Greece, or a computer, or a car? Today, Greek men devote their lives to just one thing: convincing the rest of the world that they're homosexual. Look at the evidence. Pretty well, all the Greek millionaires made their money in shipping, which means sailors. Greek soldiers strut around wearing miniskirts and slippers with pom-poms on the top. Greek dancing is just an excuse for men to hold hands and have a bit of a cuddle. And Greece has only put 2 male singing stars onto the international scene. This one wears a dress, and this one. The thing is, though, it's all a con. Greek men are emphatically not homosexual. They want us to think they are, so that when our girlfriends say they're going on an all-girls holiday over there, we won't mind. Big mistake, chaps. You see, the girls get out there, and Christos strolls up to them, tells them his brother's got a fishing boat and that he can balance a table in his mouth, and twang. 1,000 G-strings will snap in unison. Oh, come on, girls, admit it. Come on. You've all been to bed with a Greek waiter. You have. Look at this, right? This is Greek men going about their business. But overhead, they can hear the unmistakable sound of a British holiday jet inbound from Luton. The reaction is instant. Ready? Look! That's why they don't make toasters. They're all in the departure lounge at the airport, complaining of a broken heart as they wave goodbye to some poor English wretch. Girls, for heaven's sake, this is Greece. They invented drama for this very reason. He's acting. As soon as your plane's off the ground, he'll be round to arrivals with a table in his mouth. And as you touch down in Luton with the embarrassing itch just starting to make itself felt, he'll be out for dinner with Donna from Donny. Look at him. Your eyes are like pools of moonlight. I love you. Would you like to go on my brother's fishing boat tomorrow? Yeah. This bloke's got so many women on his brother's boat, he's having to talk to them through a megaphone. I love you all. All your eyes are like pools of moonlight. The real nub of my problem with Greece, though, is their cooking, which I shall demonstrate for you now. We take a pan, put it on the heat, we get some cheese from a goat, put it in the pan, and now we need the vital ingredient, some oil. Here we go. Talk among yourselves. There we are, that's the olive oil. Now, what you really need for the extra flavour is more oil. I like this. Again, don't skimp. Don't skimp. There we go. And now, of course, we need the seasoning. This, of course, is crucial in all cooking. There we go. Just a hint. Quite a big hint. And there we are. Good. That's quite enough cooking. We take it out at this point. Oh, it's Greek cooking. Don't go, ugh. Now, you take a vine leaf, drop the cheese in, wrap it up, and there we are. A Greek meal. Of course, the big advantage of eating leaves is they make you look more gay. Now, to see whether I'm on the right track here, I'd like you to welcome my next guest. He's the boss of EasyJet, and he's Greek. Stelios Haji-Ioannou. Hi, Stelios. How are you? Did I get your name right?
Yes, but don't worry about the surname. Just call me Stelios.
Stelios.
Yes.
Well, Stelios, something to nibble on.
Jeremy, don't give up the day job.
That's Greek cooking.
No, it's not.
Did I overdo the oil or not enough?
Olive oil is good for you, not the other stuff.
Do you like Greek food?
Well, how do you think I put on all this weight?
Well, by living in England, probably.
Well, I spend most of my time in Luton Airport, and the only good food you can eat there is breakfast.
Well, you could pop out of Luton Airport. Maybe you could pop down into
you
a
can
town.
pop down to Greece, maybe, on one of my jets, and then you'll get onto some good Greek food.
I said, if you plugged your airline, I'd tell them you lost my luggage.
I'm really sorry about that.
I'll tell you this, Stelios, OK? If you give me my luggage back, I'll give Greece the Elgin marbles back. Anyway, the other thing I've got to talk about with Greek cooking is this, which is, as I'm sure you know, Retsina. Now, elsewhere in the world, OK, people marvel at the majesty of the great. They love it, OK? Why do you have to mask it with pine tree pus?
To be honest with you, I don't know the answer to that, but there are some very good Greek wines.
Really?
Yeah.
What is this stuff for, though? Is it to scrape the oil off your stomach lining, or... Do you like it?
Personally, I don't like Retsina. I prefer traditional Greek wine without the pine resin, which is very nice.
OK. Greek restaurants. Not so much cordon bleus, cordon off. We've all been to them. Why do they have to have bouzouki playing, plate smashing, chap with a table in his mouth? Is it to kind of take your mind off the vine leaves?
First of all, not every Greek restaurant is like that. The ones you've seen are probably the touristy ones. But there are some good ones that even I like to go from time to time. Breaking plates can be a lot of fun. In my theory, it's a stress management system. If you want to get some stress out of your system, you break some plates.
You taught how to balance a table in your mouth?
No, that's difficult. You need very strong jaws for that.
Can you do it?
No, not myself. No.
You can't? Does your brother have a fishing boat?
My brother has a few boats, but they're not fishing boats, they're oil tankers.
Oil tankers, right. Got a lot of girls on one of those. What's the matter, though, with Greek women? Why do Greek men not choose to go out with Greek women?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with Greek women. They're very good-looking, actually, and they're getting better. Looking after themselves, they're going to the gym, they're taking care of their diet, they're dyeing their hair blonde.
Really?
Some of them are, yeah.
I'm trying to work out, what do you think it is that English girls see in Greek men?
Well, it's a bit difficult to answer that question and remain modest. I don't know.
Come on, don't be modest. Tell us, what is it?
Ask your girlfriends.
I have. That's the trouble. I have. When you go back to Greece, what is it you like when you get there?
I think the weather is the main problem about this country, so any excuse to get out of here. The clean seas. You know, we have some Greek islands with lovely, crystal clear waters. Mm-hmm. And I do like the food, believe it or not.
And what about the Greek people?
They're fun-loving people. I mean, I like working in England because I think in this country things are a lot more professionally done. But in Greece, because people tend to be a bit more relaxed, it's more fun to be there.
Does this siesta happen there?
Some people do it, the older generation.
But I mean, people can now get
most younger Greeks don't wake up until midday anyway.
And then have a siesta. And then an early night. OK, I think you've got a fairly clear picture of what we think of Greece. The other way round, what do the Greeks think of the British?
Those who come into London, from my experience, think of the British as being slightly snobbish, stiff upper lip, that sort of a
So broadly the
image.
same as we were being told last week from an Italian.
I suppose
We've
so.
got to lighten up a bit.
You do.
Yeah. OK. Bear it in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Stelios! I'm sorry about being so hard on Greece, everyone. I know they gave us Socrates and Archimedes, but never forget, they also gave your girlfriend herpes. Right. What's next? Well, those of you who read the Sunday supplements will, I'm sure, be familiar with advertisements like this. Send all your money every month and you can have a plate with Cliff Richard on it. And he's not the only one. Look what I've got here. Elvis Presley. And see here the sequins on his jacket lifted from the dashboard of an Austin 1100. Cinderella wearing a large jellyfish and running away from a dried whitebait. John Wayne. True shit. Grit. But this isn't the worst plate. That accolade is reserved for Frank Sinatra, a man who was adored by millions. And this is how he's being remembered. And it gets worse. You see, if I push this button on the back, ready? These are poisonous. No, really, they are. It says on the back, not to be used for food consumption. So you can't eat off them, and you certainly wouldn't want to hang them on your wall. There's only one thing for Elvis has left the building!
And Cinders has left the building too.
Paul.
But it's a perilous journey home.
Well, that's what I call a fairy tale ending. And now it's the turn of Big John Wayne. Am I going to miss? The hell I will.
Right. Now it's time for the swan song.
That's a desperate plate. Calls for desperate measures. I like it. Built in 1860. Most powerful duck gun in the world. Paul.
The end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
You're not wrong there, Frank.
My friend, say it clear.
And that was a remarkably lucky shot. Look, put it back together. I got it right here, right in the stomach. I think we'll keep that. Whoops. Damn. Written it again. Anyway, I want to get serious now. I want to think about the consequences of truancy. Children bunk off school, get bored, experiment with drugs, get addicted, and end up wearing margarine trousers on a slide into joblessness and crime. Our cars are stolen, our houses are burgled, and our country eventually will descend into a seething cauldron of hate and lawlessness. And one man is to blame. Thomas Hardy. No one wants to go to school if you have to spend all day reading a book which begins a Saturday afternoon in November, was approaching the time of twilight, and the vast unenclosed tract of land known as Egdon Heath embrowned itself moment by moment. It's dull and it's wrong. There's no such word as embrowned or unenclosed. Sure, I want good writing, but more than that, I want plot. I want a bloke with buttocks like ostrich eggs doing Mach 2 in an F-15 on his way to save a girl in tiny panties from a baddie with one eye. If you want kids to read books, give them a book which begins, the Uzi coughed and a hail of molten lead slammed into the alien spacecraft. Or better still, Samantha liked to touch herself while making love. And here's the good bit, right? I took that from a book written by my next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Clive James.
I'd forgotten I'd actually written that bit. That's from...
It was the best bit.
Well, I think the whole book is that good. It's a novel of mine called Brilliant Creatures, if I don't mistake myself. It's still available. It's still in all good bookshops and some bad ones.
Clive!
But I'm not here to plug my book. I'm here to plug the holes in your argument, which, as usual, is 3/4 right. I mean, a large percentage of most of the so-called literary books ever written were never worth reading, and that percentage is increasing all the time. But the quarter of your argument is wrong. is so wrong, is so catastrophically wrong, that you're preparing us for a disaster. We already have a generation that hardly reads anything, let alone Thomas Hardy. And you're going to leave us at the mercy of the conglomerates who turn out books written by machines to be sold in supermarkets. The kind of book I suspect you like. The kind of book that's about spies, fighter planes, stolen atomic bombs, submarine, has an embossed cover like a jewel box. I can hear the book that you're reading now. You're carrying a book with you and you're reading it. And it goes something like this. The powerfully dangerous British agent James Clarkson strode into the luxurious penthouse of the sumptuous hotel in Midtown New York, America's largest city. From the sumptuous couch, the beautifully exotic international female agent Exotica von Maastricht rose to meet him with pursed lips and Yves Saint Laurent pants of desire. But she was cut in half by a hail of lead from the spitting Black & Decker submachine gun of the extremely sinister Circassian assassin Sergei Sinistrovich. So we meet again, Sinistrovich. Clarkson spat. This is your sort of book, isn't it? Yeah? This is the kind of book you like. This is the kind of book that reads itself.
Clive, it's the sort of book that would get children reading if you taught it to them in schools.
Well, that's the theory, and in fact, it actually did work that way for me. What you're really objecting to is the idea of teachers ramming literature down the throats of unprepared children, and there's a lot to that. I think it probably is a mistake. I read junk when I was at school.
No, hold on. You're saying that if the teaching were better, then the books would somehow be okay. So if we change the packaging, look, we've changed the packaging on this. Can we see this, okay? Geoffrey Chaucer, The Miller's Tale. Look, we've got it.
It's a good idea.
Still a crap book.
Well,
and Chaucer couldn't spell, Clive. He spelled nostrils, N-O-S-E-T-H-I-R-L-E-S.
Well, you try and grasp this, Jeremy. It's the way that was spelt in those days. We're talking about the past. And you're saying all this to a generation that's rapidly losing any conception of the past. Now, Chaucer is extremely worth reading. I mean, in one of the Canterbury Tales, someone sticks his backside out of a window and he gets a branding iron right up the Khyber. Now, that should be enough action even for you.
No, not in an entire book, it isn't.
Oh, no.
It isn't. It's like Crime and Punishment, which I guess is your sort of book.
Well,
Bloke does a murder on the first page, hands himself in on the last page, and you've got 650 pages in the middle of the bloke wrestling with his conscience.
Well, I did read Crime and Punishment when I went to university. It wasn't crammed down my throat at school, thank God. But at university it was on the course, and I read it, and I'm very, very glad I did. And I wish more people would, because it gives you a very, very subtle idea. And the idea is if you commit a crime, you will be conscious of it, and that will be your punishment. Now, if the next guy to steal your car... What is the car you're driving at the moment?
I'm not.
Well, whatever...
I'm off that.
You're off that. Whatever it was, if the next guy who was going to steal it had read Crime and Punishment instead, he might only just let your tyres down.
No one who has ever read that book is ever going to steal a car or damage it because they're still at home reading it, Clive. Dostoevsky was paid by the page.
Yeah, and the results...
are lengthy.
Are lengthy, yes. But I'm very, very glad I read it. I'm a better person for it. Now, you may not think much of the results, but the results would be even worse if I hadn't read a few good books.
We'd have had more time.
Well, if you read Anna Karenina, for example, you're going to find out something about love and marriage, which can come in very handy when you fall in love and get married. If you don't read these books, the only experience you've got is yours.
I've read Danielle Steele. I know how to get married.
But you read the kind of books which teach you how to drive a stolen atomic submarine.
How can rain be twice blessed?
You're quoting Shakespeare.
Well, it was the one bit I remember from school.
Well,
I just woke up and a start, and we were on that bit, and I went back to sleep again.
It was the one bit where the teacher was successful. You must be the kind of pupil that every teacher dreads, incidentally. Bright, chippy, doesn't really want to be there, wants to be doing something else. I imagine your heart sank every time he picked up Shakespeare, and I imagine his heart sank every time you came into the room.
Well, yes.
But by some incredible fluke, a conjunction, as Shakespeare would put it. You got a little bit of Shakespeare. It's Portia's speech, isn't it?
Yeah,
from
Merchant of Venice.
There you are.
Yeah.
And you're a better person for it. You've got a little quotation going there. In fact, we all quote Shakespeare, all of us, all the time, every day. So we may as well read him to figure out where all our language came from, because he invented most of it. These people invent the language we speak. And there are already people out there who can't understand Shakespeare, can't understand Chaucer, and there are quite a lot of people who can't understand me, and there are an awful lot of people who can't even understand you. And we're getting to the point where no one will be able to understand anything except what they hear on TV, and it's not enough.
All I'm saying, though, Clive, all I'm saying is that any reading is better than no reading, and if you try to ram Shakespeare down the throat of a 15-year-old, you're not going to have any reading. They're going to be put off it.
Well, considering what a lot of them are ramming down their throats already, there won't be room for Shakespeare. The kid who broke into my house a couple of weeks ago, I'd like to ram Shakespeare down his throat. I'd like to ram the first folio edition down his throat.
Let's see if we can find some common ground here. Geoffrey Archer.
Now, it's fashionable to mock Geoffrey. I have great respect for him. Very early when I met him, I caught him in an unpremeditated, an uncalculated act of kindness, and I've liked him ever since. But the really remarkable thing about him is his prose style. He hasn't got one. It's very, very hard not to have a prose style at all. Almost everyone has, but Geoffrey hasn't. He can't do it, but what he does is the thing you like. Yeah? He does plot and fighter planes and stolen atomic bombs, but he can't do the
He's got
style.
one really clever trick, though. It was when you get to the end of a chapter, I always feel it should go da-da-da, and it kind of makes you want to read on.
His next book probably will, now that he knows that's what you want, because you are his target audience. Right?
The extraordinary thing is, you know, about Geoffrey Archer is that I was reading the other day, each one of his books, what we actually get is the 15th draft. Makes you wonder what the hell the first one was like.
Well, I think it probably arrives at the editorial office in a large van, and then they just go to work on it. But the result is successful. I would, if I could, write the kind of book that was read by the kind of people who read one book a year on the beach. Incidentally, a book like that is currently #1 bestseller, has been for about a year, and is a classic. It is a great book. It's called Captain Corelli's Mandolin. And it is a really good book. You're a better person for having read it. And it rather thrills me that a book like that can be a bestseller.
Piano lessons. I think this is a case in point. When I was learning at school, I wanted to play Love Grows Where My Rosemary Goes, Edison Lighthouse. Fabulous song. But they wouldn't let me. I had to go, na, 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 na. That's all they allowed me to do. As a result, I gave the piano up very, very quickly.
Well, they made a mistake.
But they're still doing it.
Or it could be that they did a very, very, very wise thing, and they and they saved the world from a very different piano. But I think they made a mistake. Yeah, let the kid play the junk or read the junk. I formed my reading habit on Biggles, fighter plane, Biggles books. And then I read all of The Saint and all of Earl Stanley Gardner and all of everything. Till finally all the bad books were gone and I had to start reading good ones. And that's the way they started. And let the kid play the pop song on the piano and it'll go on play
let them read the crap book at school and they'll pick up an interest in Shakespeare later.
Well, there's a lot to be said for it. There's a lot to be waiting until you're ready. But on the other hand, what do you want to happen in school? Nothing but comfort, nothing but what suits the kid? There's already too much that suits the kid. Let the kids do a few things that suit the adults, like finding out who Shakespeare was and the way language used to sound and so on. And then they can make jokes about it afterwards. But not to have heard these things when you're young. The chances are you won't hear them when you're old. Yeah.
Is that why you came to England then?
Yeah, no.
It's some nice sounds.
I certainly came to where there were more people speaking English than there were where I came from. You know,
OK, ladies and gentlemen, Clive James. I know it became like the South Bank show. I hope you enjoyed it and see you next week.